So we're going from just chat into harmony. Find it. The Fall of Reverie. It's a mature-rated video game. When is it not? With DONTNOD. Okay, maybe some of them. I know there's a really cute one which I haven't played, but I think it's a jumping puzzle kind of one, so I'm really bad at that. Right. Specific window, not lethal company. Harmony. There we go. Haha! Here we are. It looks like it has controller support, so... Oh, we know I'm really bad with controllers. Let me just quickly hook that up. Saki is laughing on Discord, of course, because I said, oh no, I was going to play Jusant. I'm so sorry to Siri if you come in later. I did say I was gonna play Jusant. Oh, and my cats wanted. Hold on. 2 boys require me to be their porter. You better not have muddy paws, my dear. So I'm the one who has to run after. Whoop! Didn't mean to snap my neck there. That was happening. Oh, I was reaching for the controller before my cats wanted in. It smells nice of rain now. Okay, let's see. So sorry if the characters not always precisely in view. That should be fine. Dun dun dun. Privacy policy, of course. Okay, but you want me to use a controller, but you're not letting me go down? What? This is confusing. I'm really bad with controllers, but whatever I press on the controller is not letting me go down. Okay, maybe we can do it with roll. There we go. So new game settings should be on fine. Okay, wait. 3 saving slots. It looks amazing. I already love the art style so much. Oh, but I'm so excited because we have 2 DONTNOD games to play. I still have not finished Mock yet. Vanished as without. So. Last one. Maybe trouble? I don't know. Maybe somebody worried. This is what I'm worried about. This is very much what I'm worried about because with everything that's going on in Gaza, especially in the West Bank, this is a technology that Musk has helped install and update, and I'm very worried that lots of places are the test grounds. I heard about digital identity chips being inserted into newborn babes in Kenya. Foundation, and then I'm like, they don't have a choice. I'm not sure I'm a fan of that, and again, very often these things are tested at the first testing ground in countries that, in air quotes, nobody cares about. Okay, this is already giving Carolyn Tuesday, which might not be that wrong. We'll see if controller or mouse and keyboard works better for me. We see a 3D printer. Lots of tools. Everything looks the same, but it feels so different. I dropped my bag in my old room. Oh, so we're returning somewhere with me. It's been 10 years since I moved out of this place. Wait, and it still looks the same? Are you from Money Girl? Who can afford that? 5 since the last time I managed to come back for holidays. When I was young, this island felt so small, but now I'm realizing I was wrong about it. About that. Sorry. It's not small, it's just that I was growing up, I had no ideas, needed some time away, alone. Back then it felt like all the space here was meant for other more important people. Other more important, and then comma, and then people. Interesting. And by people, I mean my mother, Ursula. Oh, that name has its own connotations. She's always been so purposeful, so dedicated, so focused. She casts a long shadow. It doesn't happen to be tentacles? Yes? No? No? Anyone? No? The Naiads. Naiads? 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 Okay. Now I find myself stepping back into the place where we lived together for so many years. The Naiads. A big residence open to all, filled with artists and creators. The backbone of Alma, the surrounding neighborhood. At least it was. With Ursula gone missing, the place feels empty now, almost abandoned. When did she go missing, though? I decided to go straight to my mother's room, to the heart of the problem. There's a nouns and crosses finished on the wall. Everything looks familiar and everything feels strange. I hear a sound and some instinct. Some instinct freezes me in place. So I guess that this, as well as her space, belonged to her mom. But again, how has nobody taken off this and chucked it out to repurpose the spaces? So I don't know how long she's gone. Nobody's home. Noise emerges from somewhere inside my mother's room. A heartbeat and a gentle pearl-like rattling, a soothing sound to the call. A name whispered, chanted. I feel compelled to open the door and... I love that she also looks adult. And we're back into the dreamscape. Welcome to Panaconi. Also gives me Silver Wolf vibes. Seeing okay everywhere now. Wow. Where am I? The world around me, I've never seen anything like it. An endless panorama, a limitless horizon. My head spins. Spins or is spinning? And they're looking at me like I'm an old friend as a girl. She seems surprised, as if my presence was a shock to her. Well, I mean, we just popped out there, out of the blue.
Oh, didn't see you there. Take your time, Sprout. It's not every day you wake up in a new dimension.
My ears are ringing, hands swimming. I feel like I'm in the strangest dream ever, but I take a breath and focus. Also, we call new players, well, the denomination of new players and the sign for them in Final Fantasy XIV Sprout, so this is definitely not unfamiliar.
There you go. You'll get the hang of it in no time.
Love the voice. Who is this person? She puts down the game console she was playing with and rushes over to me. Yeah, she was holding a controller, but we didn't see any surface, so...
So, I guess we've got a lot to discuss.
Is she kind of like the well keeper? Because I guess we came through that one.
Who are you? I'm Polly.
Okay, like the vibes she's giving me are somewhere between 27 and 37, which is interesting because you don't get a lot of mature protagonists, so I'm actually quite happy for that. And there's a whole problematic area of like women being desirable in any kind of media job until they are like maybe 24, and then sorry. I've had 2 coffees today, I promise. The appeal drops until they are like somewhere close to their 50s, because then they can play the mother or stepmother again. But yeah, everything in between, perceived 30s, 20s, all of that is either played by teenagers or 20-year-olds. And it morphs this perception of what women in their 20s and 30s and 40s should look like. For the general public, unless people are really aware of that and know people in their life that are these ages and don't look like that.
Actually, you're Harmony for us over here.
she's got bliss. She seems to be looking at my clothes and... What happened? Why am I dressed like a priestess? Grief. I need to
I'm
breathe.
Bliss. This world is Reverie. And it's in big trouble.
To be fair, is any fantasy world ever that we get isekai into not? Which actually brings me back to the point I need to play Forspoken again. And so far, aside from the intro being super long, the game is not that bad as people think, but I guess Dark Souls players would have been disappointed. I can get that.
What?
Both my world and yours are on the brink of collapse. Not pillaged and plundered by an invading army or something cool like that. No, this is ugly. Bad news. Collapsing from within, you know?
So then...
Wait, slow down, please. I was just in my mother's room, and I picked up this necklace, and...
See this?
The girl points to an object floating in the middle of the platform. An orb. It sort of looks like a heart. Wreathed in blue flames. It's radiating a powerful surge of emotions. How do I know this? Okay, seems like again.
Don't look at it for too long, Sprout. It'll bum you out.
It's incredible.
And
We're gonna
yet,
be fine.
it's fragile. More than it has ever been.
I take a few steps towards it. Waves of comforting warmth and incoming push over me. Sensations of solitude and together. Emptiness and excess. I'm on the verge of tears. I mean, Bliss warned you. Gripped by a sense of helpless sorrow.
I know who you are. And I know you have to touch the heart of Reverie.
Okay, let's look at the codex because there was a lot. Know it all. Open the codex for the first time. Well, yes. So, Reverie. An intangible realm where ideas and concepts become real. Yeah, dreamscape, yeah. Our home, independent of time and space, has always been, but its existence tenuous and depends on brittle. I guess all world is referred to as brittle. Without brittle physicality, dreams would shatter and hopes would wither. Anybody else also getting Digimon vibes? No, just me. All of Reverie gravitates around the heart, a pulsating orb made of the texture of dreams. Our relationship is symbiotic, our lives are connected. Okay, that answers that one question I had. Tina said, oh, we'll have to sit in the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, so it was the Mediterranean. It is now one of the most technologically advanced city-states in southern Europe. It was a crossroads. Was always destined for greatness thanks to monoconcern, despite concern from bulky citizens. Yeah, because that's kind of when I saw Laszlo on her phone, it kind of seemed like a bulky name, but I didn't want to quite say that. The army has been ushered into the 20th century with safer streets, new buildings, cheaper access to technology, lower taxes. Athena is now a trailblazer among European capitals. Okay. Built in 1924 on a former Oxian site, the Naiads was once Alma's only public pool. Okay. The structure loosely based on Oxian architecture, the Naiads was also meant to highlight Athena's cultural heritage. One of Alma's thriving gathering places, the Naiads was forced to shut down in the 80s when city council fell into financial ruin. It remained empty for a decade until a successful local poetess and other community members managed to buy it back from the city. They transformed it into a multi-unit building welcoming all kinds of artists. It's lovely. It reminds me also of the community gardens. That, for example, the town they lived in the UK had until it was ripped out so that they could build a spa there, because obviously every property belongs to someone and you're not allowed to use it. The incarnation of primal dreams and childhood. This is kind of a bit spoilery, but oh my god, I love that so much. Embodied the need for joy and protection. That explains a lot about her behavior. An eternally innocent child is one of the oldest aspirations. Born from the earliest dreams of humankind. Okay, I'm not going to read on.
Touch it! Touch it and see the future!
I comply. My fingers seem to go right through the surface as he had cold my heart softly rough. I feel a slight shock.
What the?
What the fuck? We can fill that in. This is a mature stream.
You're connected to Reverie now. You'll be able to travel between our world and yours.
What do you mean, travel? I have so many questions.
Looks like you're searching for your mother. This'll point you in the right direction. Introducing the Augural, an amazing tool you can use to strategize and plan out the future.
How do I use it?
Already sounds complicated. The girl takes a sip of a drink and a few seconds to reply. Is this simply theatrics, or is she figuring out the best way to
See for
explain?
yourself, Sprout.
Okay, this tutorial will give you all the knowledge you need to explore the story. Future is visible to you in all the interconnected bits. Okay, work with strange rubs. Each one contains a fragment of story that you can choose to unveil. This tutorial use the first notice. Notice type information about this fragment of story appears on the right side, yeah. Okay. Oh! Oh no! Really? You have to put this as a truth or dare? I'm gonna go for truth. I can. Later, okay. Not yet, I guess. No, but... Huh? Okay, I guess I would need bliss crystals anyway to make a move, but... Okay, that. And then later there's other things, okay. Whoop. I'll resume. What? Oh, I probably have to. Yeah, right. I have to confirm this one first. What happened?
The Augural allows you to see the future. That's this board, you know? Before today, time was linear for you. From now on, well, it dances to your tune.
It's incredible. How? How come I can do that?
I'm an aspiration. Me and my friends need a heart to exist. But our heart is weak.
I wish there was a bit of representation in the face of the.
And you're special, Sprout. You can help us. You can save us all.
So there are a few selectively even along them. This attempt to smile, but it looks false. Perhaps because I'm not so confused. For a moment the words mean nothing to me. But why me? And why was the necklace in my mother's room? Well, obviously it was Bait Lady. Could this Augural be the key to finding
Let's start
my
with
mother?
something easy. Truth or dare?
Truth or dare? Is she serious? The light in her eyes tell me so. She is serious. Out of old habit. Definitely always truth. She's been close so you want to talk. Don't know where this is going, but talking seems less risky. Ah, you never know. You never know. I wonder how you can play this game with some kind of immortal child
Truth.
that I accept.
Tell me about your mum. Do you like her?
Words are spilling out of my mouth uncontrollably.
Things are difficult between us.
Good. You made a choice. And now, what we're experiencing is unique and special.
All at once I feel ashamed. What was I thinking to open up to this unknown entity so much and so...
Don't worry about that.
Hang on. Actually, in my thoughts, she
I'm
needs to
trying, but I can't help catching some of them. Like listening to a foreign lingo you half know. But go on. Tell me about your mother.
It takes me a couple seconds.
You
to
make it
recall.
sound so clinical. It's just that I never knew her. I mean,
I can feel Bliss's presence in my head retreating, being pushed back. I can actually keep her out of my thoughts if I concentrate hard enough. So I can.
she's always been there, pushing me, picking me up after failures and mistakes. But who she really is, deep down, as a person, I have no clue.
We're suddenly back at the Naiads. If not for the familiar surroundings, I might not
What
have
the-
shift. She seems younger here, which is also interesting, but she definitely looks
Is
younger.
this your room? Nice.
Bliss came along.
Oh. You're here?
Well, sort of. I'm really still in Reverie, but with a bit of effort, we aspirations can push ourselves into brittle. And as you shifted yourself back here, I thought I'd come with.
I did?
Don't worry about it. Those new powers of yours will take a bit of getting used to. Now, where were we? Oh yeah, your mum.
My finger traces circles on the desk. Mandala of
Would you say she was distant?
Always. She kept me at bay. Refused to let me into her world. She wanted me to become this great artist.
Oh, yeah.
And instead I went into medical research. She was always there, always present, but never close. Does that make sense?
Why am I asking? My stomach hurts. Why am I hurting myself?
She never even cried. When Dad left, she simply closed that book and opened another one.
Nice analogy. My fingers paint an infinite spiral again. Oh, sorry. I shouldn't be yawning this much, but it's the reading and speaking aloud. So it feels soothing, like I'm making a bridge to connect two different drawings. And we're suddenly and brutally back in the other
What's
world.
going on?
Don't ask me. You're the one who brought us here. Traveling between worlds like it's nothing is... well, shows what amazing powers you have.
It could become complicated though. I smile. The future's slowly unfolding. Okay, Polly can watch a glimpse of the future, but entire parts of it sometimes remain hidden from her. Notes with that symbol hide all the notes behind them. Hidden notes cannot be interacted with, they conceal all information about the fragment they contain. You will need to progress through the Ogoro until you reach this note to reveal it and see beyond it. On the Ogoro, use... Oh, the wheeling. Okay. Yeah, we already knew that. Used to move the camera. I mean, we already figured that one out. That's a wrong choice. I open my eyes again. The two of them.
Go on, what do you see? What do you feel?
I
So
sense
excited.
a new being. A new force. It's getting closer.
That, I believe, would be me.
Obviously, the meowing sound from him. Hold on. That one's out. The voice. And background meows non-stop. Please do not come back meowing in 5 minutes. But he doesn't tend to. Okay. A tall silhouette comes into focus before my eyes, surrounded by electric blue fish dancing in the air. Okay. I have questions. I knew Bliss was tiny, but now she looks positively minuscule.
I am power. An aspiration like our minuscule bliss over there.
Get out of my thoughts. But a very gentle type of power. He reads my mind too. I'm going to have to work harder to keep them out of my head.
No offense, Bliss.
None taken. I prefer the term fun-sized.
She's such a harlequin. A little laugh slips out of me. I mean, it did out of me as well. This whole situation feels absurdly mundane, as though I've always
You
been
must
heartless.
be Harmony.
Harmony, what a name. Am I one of them?
You have seen how weak our heart is. It won't last long. Great changes would come to pass. You might even call them cataclysmic.
Okay, we're familiar with cataclysms and we're familiar with what is it called in FF14? Calamities. We're used to both. The ground beneath me suddenly feels shaky.
But what can I do? I'm just looking for my mother. I didn't ask for any of this.
honey, anyone in an isekai usually does not.
You now know that chance does not exist. The futures laid out before you will force your hand. They will require you to make choices. Choices that are ruthless, difficult, even painful.
Yay. Why don't I talk to myself?
Choose wisely, follow your objective, and your diligence will be rewarded with a valuable resource.
Ah, knew I forgot something. There's this energy called egregor, right? It's basically how we exist in your world. It kind of tastes like, you know that blue soda?
Egregor is rare and powerful. It is not to be drunk. Some choices you make will generate egregor and bind us together. Use it wisely.
What? What are you expecting from me?
The aspirations meet my downs with a knowing look. I don't mind that they can see my thoughts.
Ah, you
intentions.
got it. I can tell because your mind's gone all hard. Difficult to hear.
It looks like I'm getting better at pushing them away from what
We
they
have much more to tell you, but a good leader knows what to reveal and what to leave unsaid. For now, of course.
Yeah, I guess it would be natural that power observes himself leader. The two aspirations look at each other. Something is shared in their glance. An emotion? A memory? I don't know what it is. I'll need to
The
find out
key
for myself.
is your mother, Harmony.
Her disappearance must be linked with what happened here.
Of course, they glance at each other.
Some of our number are lost, scattered.
Oh, we're playing for Shigeyuki now.
We work
Gotcha.
better if we're a team.
How many of them are there?
But that's for later. Right now, the priority is your mother.
Exactly.
We must find her. Or else...
Your heart will get weaker?
Look in their eyes tell me.
Find your mother. Explore the futures.
And then come back? How does that work? I nod. The view from up here is stunning. My head feels heavy. So much has been dropped on me. So much. I need to close my eyes. And we're probably going back to the Nayans, no? Ooh, okay. A new objective node has been revealed. Objective nodes are marked by a ray of light shining from the center. Okay. Those are some things we're sorry. Use start notification to see the new objective node. I mean, I guess it's finding the mother, right? Objectives, a long road ahead. List, that's as far as you can see, Sprout. You'll need to give one of us egregor to get there. Okay. We're first going here. I can tell right away that I'm not with me anymore. The sun over Athena is hot and dry. I stretch out my arms, feeling the muscles there, resisting. A minute. I just need a minute to think this through. I came here to find my mother, discovered a necklace that's transported me far away, and I'm now able to instantly jump between worlds and talk to gods? I mean, far away is relative, because if this is kind of the mirror side of the current world, then wouldn't it be much closer?
Is that it?
That wasn't a dream. All my studies into the human mind, all my research, I never heard of anything like this. It wasn't a seizure or hallucination. Oh yeah, because you could rule all of that out because you're the specialist. Bit weird. This was all the legends and tales my mother wrote about in her poetry, and all the stories she told me as a kid. And invisible worlds opened up in front of me with the Oboro. Oh, hello, Narnia wardrobe. I need to act, I need to embrace this. And sorry, I don't mean to closely make links, but it is kind of fun when stuff reminds me of other things unintentionally. Or intentionally, we never know. These two nodes are blocked by a barrier. Barriers block access to certain nodes until they are removed. It seems crystals are required to unlock either of those two nodes. Yeah, I already understood. Progress 2 and play one of them to gain the crystal. I know. Lots of familiar face. Walk back inside. My head's still swirling with words, names, predictions, and then Nora. I can hear her footsteps outside the room. Knowing her, she's about to barge in. I rub my eyes and run my hands through my hair, trying to wake from...
Polly?
I can feel tears in my eyes. A sweet taste in my mouth. Static electricity grazing my shoulders.
Polly! You're here!
Nora! Come here!
She crosses the room and we hug. It's the first human contact I've had in months. She feels so good, so warm and tender.
How are you?
Good! I mean, fine, considering what's going on.
It's okay. We'll find her. I know we will.
So much has happened.
Tell me.
Hold on, I need some coffee. It's keeping my brain from rotting.
She drinks coffee now. She's definitely older. A young woman. They also known each other as kids, I assume. I love the oven writing on the oven. This is so cool, and I love that. Well, I basically love that the kitchen is in the swimming pool, and everything is like kind of drawn on. I do love the idea of an artistic. Oh God, what is it called? A commune. Yeah, a commune. What was it? Life is Strange 2. What was it? 3? Because I was trying to get them jumbled up. Because 4 is in the mountains with empathy, and I think the brothers was 3, but I could also be confusing 2 and 3. But either way, the one with the brothers does have an artistic commune or a hidden commune of sorts in it somewhere story-wise, and that was actually one of my favorite moments. The youth kind of illegal work camp for drugs was also really interesting. Still a bit pissed about one of the choices there. But then we also had the religious fanatics. It's so much in it. Also, I spotted trans flag over there. Ha! I just saw that. That's wonderful. In the kitchen, Nora makes us both coffee and launches into, well, about 8 different stories at once, all tangled together. Okay, we get she's new or spicy. Yay, stream! Hello, hi, Nizzle. I was completely planning to play another game, but here we are in yet another Choices Meta and a DONTNOD game, which both are things that are very on brand for me. How are you doing? I have my dear friend from FanFest who literally has not seen anything, and we still have a very long list to go through, but he also does not know a houseboat hotel. So the plan is to, well, today he's too tired. He might show up in stream at some point though, lurking. Actually, you know him, Siri. He played Lethal Company with us. Also, I have no idea if we are going to play Lethal Company tomorrow. Probably shoot me a message. I'll try to talk to Saki. Actually, I'll shoot her a message right now. Because Sundays have been the only days where we were able to play. Saki is still awake, yes. We don't have to stream it, but on the other end, we definitely can always stream it. Let me see, because with her, it's always the lunch with the parents. So, but yeah, Nora sounds neurodivergent there. She hasn't changed, always carrying an entire world of plots and characters and charming adventures with her. A Nora-verse of energy. I wish I had that. I'm very good at recreating things I know, but I cannot create anything out of the blue. I always feel I had a very good imagination as a child, and I don't know if I could have just completely lost it as an adult.
And yeah, Grandpa's gone through all 5 stages of grief, though for a while I thought he was stuck on denial.
Oh, bless. I smile as she hands over a huge mug filled to the brim with caffeine. I will make a coffee as well.
Nothing beats a really cheap, super strong coffee.
It really doesn't have to be strong, but cheap definitely something.
Can she see you?
Oh, no. No, you're fine. Just don't start talking to yourself. Weirds people out.
Well, that's something I do.
I'm so sorry. I'm talking so much. Can't believe it's the first time you've been back in years.
Yeah, it's... you know.
Right? Bliss is so cool.
Oh, I know. Things were difficult with Ursula.
It doesn't feel good to admit my mother always showed more love and affection to Nora than to me. I'm not jealous. Nora deserves love, but it's hard to stop thinking about the reasons behind it. Was I harder to love?
But she'd been different lately. We had a fight before she went missing.
Ursula was upset with you.
Nora has always gotten along well with my mother. I can't remember the last
Have
time
you
I
heard about
thought.
all the job openings at MK?
That's the concern. Yeah, that's the company that's kind of built up the city, island state capital. No one wants to join MK, which is absolutely the opposite of any artistic commune, so I understand it. Yeah, and I love that she is an adult grown woman and she is a person of color, and I spotted above her earlier also the trans flag. So there's definitely messages of inclusivity. You haven't seen her yet in the other world. Also, it started off really fucking quickly with the whole plot. A few months ago, she was telling me how intrusive and problematic
The city's getting more expensive by the minute, and the pay's good, and it's interesting work, I guess.
Define interest.
Did I mention the pay? Because, Paul, we're barely getting by here. And there's this school I'd like to go to, a rather expensive school,
Aren't all art schools?
but Ursula felt I was betraying myself, and we had a fight, and I had to sleep at a friend's place for a couple of days.
And that's when she
That
vanished.
bad?
I just needed some space, some air.
Shiver of static electricity smack. Drew my fingers up my back. The necklace feels lighter.
I know MK isn't perfect, but I can't live here forever. No way I can move out without a job.
MK isn't perfect, but it's not a sentence I've ordered here from Laura as well.
What do you think?
As I think about how to answer, I feel the weight of the decision. This is the kind of choice Bliss was talking about. Ooh, are we going to be honest that you're basically being a fucking sellout, or are we going to... this is what she wants to hear, support, not judgment. Arrgh. But she doesn't want to hear this, but it is for her own good. Yay! I love choices like this, because yes, there's value to both of them. And technically I was absolutely hell-bent on telling her this for her own good. But then she's gonna probably up and disappear again for several days because she's starting a fight with us as well. Between power and bliss, obviously my tendency is more towards bliss. But sometimes you also have to make the hard choices, which will... I want to warn her. Fuck it. I want to warn her. Nothing good will come of it.
Do it, Harmony.
She's going to be exploited.
But she'll be disappointed, and...
You are about to tell her what she needs to hear, not what she wants to hear.
Sometimes hard truths are better than some lies. The more I think about it, the more I feel he's right. Time to put on my big sister
Maybe it's just me. But I can't picture you in a monoconcern uniform.
cap. Especially in this, because literally yesterday in my class we were talking about, of course, the war with Palestine, because some of my students do follow it quite distinctly. And I watched with them, I don't know if you know it, Nazu, but, or for anyone watching, Ridley Scott, who made Gladiator, Robin Hood, the Alien series, Thelma and Louise, and so many other great movies. In 2010, him and, I don't know if it's his brother or his partner, or I don't know who it is, but somebody else with the same family name, but him and somebody related to him, one way or another. I don't know if they founded the company beforehand, but basically they do have their own production company, and they decided to put a call out for people on the 24th of July 2010 to film their day, regardless of how mundane or what was going on. At the time, I'm terrible at reading instructions, because we did want to take part and we did send in stuff, but we had to film a landscape, and I believe we filmed a portrait. But then again, they basically, so they were like, film your day, answer 4 questions, of which I only remember 3, which is what do you love, what do you fear, what is in your pocket, and then I don't remember what the 4th one is, and send this into them, which a lot of people did. So from 192 countries, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that is literally every country in the world, they received footage worth of 4,500 hours, and they put it all together, and this became a documentary of literally one life in a day. And the editing is quite spectacular because it showcases, it literally goes from midnight until midnight at the end of the day. And it goes from people waking up at 3 a.m., obviously going to markets doing their job, to the more Western first world routines in the morning with like brushing teeth, toilets and everything, breakfast. There's topics of family, birth is a topic of which students were quite outraged at seeing a tiny bit of a birthing situation. There's also a tiny bit of a giraffe baby being born, and it was like, well, even if you have dogs or cats or any other pets, it's kind of just how the process is. Not to mention this is how they came into being. But there's also parts about, there is really nice juxtaposition between scenes from Afghanistan and scenes of the wife of an army, somebody in the American army, which is great because there's also a similar juxtaposition in the second one they made. There's also a whole segment about food production, where again my students were a bit appalled because the slaughter of a cow was part of it, and obviously they'd never seen the process of where the burgers and ham and everything comes from. And we did talk a lot about that afterwards, and obviously companies and supporting, not supporting, power of the consumer, boycotts and all of that. But it is a great film, and we happen to be at a festival. We were filming at the festival. I'll get back to the game, I promise. And it also has footage from the Love Parade, because unfortunately the gruesome incident of the Love Parade in Duisburg happened exactly on that day in 2010. So that actually also kind of matters to preserve this kind of history of like bad choices and the prices that were paid. And then the plan is to do it every 10 years. So in 2020 they did it again, which is obviously smack in the middle of the pandemic. So in my opinion, this is the most real and raw and honest depiction of what life was like in 2020 in July. And you have footage from all over the world, from different cultures, different religions, different opinions. There is a Trump supporter in it, but there's obviously a lot of liberal stuff in it, because they basically didn't judge. They were just trying to put it all together into a Korean story. And you see a lot of like people who were locked in their hotel rooms, people who were only able to go on their rooftops for fresh air, and all of this, people who had lost loved ones, people who were working in sanitation. So to me, this is something very important that needs to be retained and to be continuously be passed down different generations, because again, I told them, someday when you have kids and you want to tell them what it was like to live in this time, this is the best thing you can do to show them. And yes, we definitely talked about like the value of honesty and all of that. But this is actually, I love how Polly is starting this. She's not going full on, like full force.
I know. But the pay is... it would change a lot for me.
That is the problem what they're doing now though, because they want cheap labor forces, which is why they want to create these 5-minute towns. Which actually used to, that there was this idea of worker towns in the States. I don't remember in which time period, but they had already suggested that before, and people had rallied against it because they saw the manipulation that was underlying this whole plan. And now they are sort of managing to sell it to people again if they're not educated on the topic. So yeah, this is the thing. They bait you with the pay, but then the working conditions would be horrid. She's conflicted, and I don't think she expected me to reel her back in so quickly. How long has she been thinking about
No, you're
this?
right. It's not a good idea. They've been increasing security all over the island. MK is everywhere these days. Hard to avoid.
Yeah, we saw that. She just got off the ship and she was immediately identified and scanned by camera.
And I know I won't change anything by myself, but...
her heart is heavier. I wish I could take this burden off her. The rest is up
You
to her.
cannot take back your words. Moving forward is the only way to travel this road, Harmony.
Yes, which is why we'll consider every choice very easy.
You did well.
Sorry, it was a bad idea. Can I have a hug?
I don't need to be asked twice. Her warmth is contagious.
You know I didn't mean to make you feel guilty, right?
I know. Don't worry. I'm tough on the inside.
Of course you are.
smile back. I'm realizing that from now on my relationships will be affected by my power. This is a heavier burden.
This is good. The hug, I mean.
It is.
Nora squeezes harder. Then she releases me. We both recharge, both forgiven, both
Come on.
at peace.
I guess we should go find Laszlo.
Yeah. I could do with a drink.
Drink always sounds good. And maybe passing out and forgetting about the necklace and those two weird... Let's stop the thought before it expands beyond my control. Family first. Because that's why I'm here, isn't it? Family. Okay, just collect your first crystal. Crystals collected during a chapter are not capped when you move on to the next one. The barrier has fallen, you can now reach the objective node. Ooh, this is new. Oh, this is the fish. This is Power's home then. Because inside he was surrounded by like a flying fish. Shock, a brief pain behind my eyes, a bright light. When I return to my senses, I'm not on Atina anymore. I'm back in Reverie.
You have chosen well thus far.
Is this your realm?
Indeed. A place of strength, of fortitude.
I love the codex, but the last time I read in the codex, it kind of spoiled some things for me, so I'm not touching it again. A gust of dry wind pushes us inside the tower. Ooh, convenient. Ah. The cold stone that surrounds us makes me feel like I'm walking down the barrel of a gun. Ooh, another nice feeling. Power takes an unhurried seat on a monumental throne of movement rehearsed.
But a
thousands of
realm
times.
implies a kingdom, a title, a crown.
Not necessarily. This is all for show, a power play. No pun intended.
We aspirations are neither kings nor queens nor anything in between. Neither deities nor demigods. We simply are. Aspirations are intrinsically linked to your world and your kind.
We've never had a clue about any of it. Well, I mean, it reminds me of the concept, because I don't think you would be familiar. Actually, Nezo, I think you would definitely enjoy this manga series. If I remember correctly, it's 20 volumes, and it's called Angel Sanctuary. It's great. It starts very unexpected, with a very unexpected story, but the further you get in it, the more everything starts to make sense. And the basis is that you have Earth, and then below Earth you have obviously 7 levels of hell, which is Dante's Inferno, but you also have 7 levels of heaven. And the whole story kind of revolves around that, and it is super interesting. Because I don't want to be too spoilery, but then again, it comes up early. There are 3 overs, but they did change the story from the first 3 manga a bit for that, so I don't recommend it. It's fun to watch afterwards, because you know what's different, but yeah, it follows the main character is called Setsumudo. Oh, wait, I'm gonna... Thank you for telling me. Actually, let me see if I can... Because I also thought it was a bit loud. I think the dialogues are fine, but the music is maybe a tiny bit too much. Fly. I'm back. Is it better now? That way. It still seems loud. Still seems very loud. Okay, but it is for better good. But yeah, Angel's Sanctuary is basically you follow the story of Setsunamudo, who has a sister, and what he doesn't know is he is the reincarnation of the female semi-archangel Alexiel. But some people are very much invested in awakening her soul. So, and there's also shits happening between heaven and hell that he kind of ends up in voluntarily or involuntarily, and it is fantastic. It is super intricate. The ending is very much unpredictable, and especially because you're enjoying a Has-Been Hotel, I think that the story of Angel Sanctuary would be something you would enjoy. And on top of that, Kaori Yuki is one of my favorite mangakas, has written a lot of like thriller or more problematic stories. One of them is also Alice in Madness, which is also really fucked up and really fucking cool. I would hope they'd make an anime at some point, but it is a bit too violent, I guess. Because basically all the kids of the family are invited back to the estate, and then until then, in order for the inheritance, they have to kill each other. And they have this in this amount of time, and Alice is one of them, and all of them are kind of encoded based on fairy tale characters. And she's done others, which was the Living Doll Orchestra, which again also, she loves doing reimaginings of fairy tales. So that is one. There is a whole like gothic kind of Sherlock Holmes kind of ish God's Child series. Like she's done phenomenal work. Like between Kaori Yuki and Yuba Kase, who's also done a lot of my favorites, which is where Ayashi comes from, because it is from her story Ayashi no Seres, which is also pretty fucked up. Because to keep that very short, because we're getting back into the game, but in Ayashi no Seres, basically you have a brother and a sister, which is kind of a reoccurring theme here. And on her 16th birthday, there is a ceremony, and when the girl turns 16, they basically check if she is the reincarnation of the soul of a nymph that is being passed down in their family between the women, because ages ago one of their ancestors saw a nymph. You could think of it like a selkie, basically. So selkies have their seal skin, and if you steal it, they can't turn back. And in this case, it's very similar because this is a kind of sea nymph who has a shawl, and if the shawl is stolen, she is stuck. And that's exactly what he did, and he forced her to marry him, and she cursed him and promised revenge. And what she finds out is that yes, she is a reincarnation of the nymph. And then her brother tries to kill her because he happens to be the reincarnation of the ancestor. So they're brother and sister, but they're also reincarnations of technically the couple from which the whole family is from. So that gets all kinds of complicated, and she escapes, and she has a very unlikely ally who is involved in it. If I remember correctly, the dude is kind of connected to the shawl, but they try to basically get it back so that the soul is at rest and has finally had her vengeance and can leave, and it would break the whole curse of family. And that is the general basis of Ayashi no Seres, obviously with a love story in it. But yeah, no, all of these are really cool. I mean, Fushigi is two high school students getting sucked into a book. One of them is destined to become a priestess of a god of one of the 4 regions. It's basically the equivalent of Suzaku. Well, it is Suzaku, so the phoenix. The other girl ended up somewhere completely different. She ends up being a priestess for a rivaling god, and they both have to find, I think it's 11 or 12 stars, which are basically reborn as people. So they go on this whole pilgrimage of finding these people, and there's like jealousy and rivalry going on. So again, fantastic stories. Most of them have been made into anime, but ages ago. I hope they will have remakes. But yeah, Angel Sanctuary, absolutely top favorite for the art style alone. And the intricate story. But yeah, let's go back. I could talk about these two mangaka forever. That was my youth. Somebody introduced me to that when I was like probably 16, 17. Which is also when we saw Chobbits and some other very bloody and problematic things like Elfenlied. Elfenlied is something we all grew up on. But Elfenlied is bloody as hell. As is Blood Plus. Blood Plus is also a very, very long one I've seen for what Full Metal Alchemist is for other people. Blood Plus is to me. But yeah.
Have you always been here?
Always. Since the dawn of your kind. Since your first dream, your first wish, your first complex thought.
Well, they can't have been very deep.
It must come as a shock to lose the luxury of your ignorance.
The aspirations have been here all this time, everywhere, guiding all of our choices. So many questions. My mind's awash with words and doubts and queries.
Elect you?
He shakes his gigantic hand back and forth, his mouth twisting into a smile. The concept of democracy seems alien to me.
The same way a river elects the sea into which it flows.
I love that comparison. For a second it feels like his throne is made of whitewashed bones, crushed hopes, tears and sweat and
You sense that we aspirations are much more than we appear.
may not have have to.
We give off an energy that is neither good nor bad. Harmony.
Like gods.
I'm trying to make sense of it all. I'm trying to make it work in my head, but he did say that
Gods are invented, and inventions can be killed.
I agree with this.
No. No.
Sedan-sized fist hammers the arm of his
We are much more. Greater than gods. But our strength is limited to this place.
except for me.
We need a firm hand to restore our world.
And my world too, right? If I understood, we're connected. You need us humans. And we need you.
Yeah, and this is basically what got me thinking about Ancient Sanctuary, because one of the characters, Kurai, does inform Setsuna at one point that the Earth and their cycle of hell are coins, two sides of the same coin, that every damage and every pollution that is committed on Earth damages their world. And other entities take advantage of it, which sounds very much like Aspen Hotel at this point, because it's kind of an extermination thing as well in it, which again is not spoilery because this is all literally in the first 3 books out of 20. Yeah, very reminiscent. Now I'm wondering if Viv's has a mirror to Ancient Sanctuary. The smile disappears from his face.
True. Use the augural. Explore your future. Establish and assert your own will.
Yes, but on the one hand you say, I have to see what the choices I make, but you also say explore your future, which technically would mean I could also back.
Follow my path, and we can change the world. Our worlds.
Hold on, just because I chose you once doesn't mean I'm gonna choose you again.
Because whatever is about to come, dear Harmony, even I cannot predict what it will be.
Yes, therefore it's quite bold to say that your path is the only correct one. He raises his hand and snaps his fingers. Is he sending me back of his own volition? No, never quite. My head is buzzing with thoughts. Now what? Whatever's brewing here, it's big. Bigger than my mother disappearing. I step closer to the heart of Reverie. Its blue flames don't seem
Hey,
to burn.
you still here?
Hi, Bliss. I turn around. Bliss is standing right
Didn't
in
mean
front
to
of me.
scare you. Sorry.
There's more to it than she's ready to share. I can sense it.
This is a lot. Are you real? Is any of this real? Or am I having some sort of waking nightmare?
Is that maybe an insult to them?
First, thanks. Nightmare indeed. Second, it's very real, Sprout.
I just need a minute.
It's okay. Really. We're really impressed by everything you've done so far. Soon, you'll be able to see even further on the augural.
How far ahead?
Depends on your choices. On who you side with. On what happens.
She's uncomfortable.
I can tell you don't exactly trust me. Even if I can't read your mind anymore.
Look, just because I didn't pick your choice doesn't mean I'm against you. Let's be honest
You
here.
mentioned my mother. As soon as I stepped into all this, you knew. And you wanted me to find her. What's going on with her? Do you know Ursula?
Can aspirations brief? Because if so, Bliss just took the biggest gulp of air
Ursula
ever.
was here before. In your shoes. In this place. Wearing this necklace. And she tried to do everything you've been doing today, and
She failed?
She failed.
I need to stop calling it.
she wasn't the right person. Why? I can't tell you directly.
For every mystery solved, 2 secrets are added. Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Whatever happened, it broke us. It almost ruined Reverie. And we forgot. Our minds, our bodies were twisted and erased.
There we go. She does have a side expression. I turn away from Bliss. A minute. I just need a minute. Today's been a string of stolen minutes, wild concepts, shocking discoveries.
We need your help. And you need ours. There's an aspiration called truth. They know a lot. I mean, of course. If you could find a way to save them, it would mean the world to us. I know it's unfair to ask you to go out there without any more information.
It'll be okay. I understand the stakes. And I'll do my best.
I give her a tentative smile. I need to get back to Nora, meet with Laszlo, search for my mother and this truth. No time to lose. Okay, I'm really liking this so far. And I don't know how much DONTNOD was involved in this, or if they only produced it. But even if it's not their own work 100%, because The Last Life is Strange wasn't either, they know their stuff, they have a good nose. Automatically after each nose played. Okay, you can still restart the chapter from start as long as it has not been completed. Available from the pause menu, and this is end of chapter. Nope, we're good. I'm sure that would have been interesting, but no. Act overview. Several chapters, each having its own. Simplified vision. This is the objective was completed. Out of the ongoing journey. Isn't that truth as well, together with power? An outcome of the conclusion of creating events for the future. Okay, one side is bliss and the other side is power and truth. Unlock that bliss and right. At the end of a chapter, all the bliss you have collected automatically transferred. You will have to pick it out from. But only if I have enough crystals. You can press at any time to access the act overview. Okay. Don't hesitate to check it regularly. Okay. I don't know how many we're dealing with. Those are expecting me, maybe more than anyone else. Whoa. Whoa! Okay. Okay, that was really far. And then we have a choice between truth and bliss. I kind of feel like it's going to be hard to get choices for bliss. We'll see. I look up at the sky. The clouds floating by obscuring the newly revealed stars. Familiar but unknowable. Beautiful but ever-changing.
I came out here for like 2 hours last week.
I believe it.
They suck you in, don't they? Especially when the sea is calm and you can see them reflected down there.
I look over at her, neck craned upwards, a half smile on her lips. She seems calmer. I'm glad.
All right. Time to rip off the bandage. Let's go see Laszlo.
I will say there is nothing like the peace that you feel when you are near the ocean, especially at night or in twilight, or on a boat. I don't know, when I'm on a boat for like at least a week, like out on the ocean, nothing else around, no internet, a book or my Switch at most. It's like the most peaceful time. I feel the most recharged and the most relaxed.
I'll be at your side.
I miss it.
I know you will.
She lowers the gaze from the heavens to look.
You haven't seen him the last few days? Full on denial. It's killing me to see him like this.
Sounds rough. But we'll find a way, right? Even if we have to outdrink him with his own imported beers.
That wins me another smile. Clearer
They are
this time.
so expensive. And I'm broke, just so you know.
We established that. We know. You walk through the streets of our childhood, laughter bouncing off the old familiar walls. We chat as we go. We're sad that one store closed, amazed that another has managed to stay open. We laugh, a godsend considering the circumstances. But the further we walk, the worse the flickers get. Smash. Images of other places, impossible places, reverie. Birds flutter about my head, phasing in and out of reality, and a kindly voice calls my name. It's gotta be true. And then he's there.
Greetings. Oh, did I startle you?
Where am I? Who are you? Another aspiration.
Exactly. I'm Bond. My siblings keep forgetting about me.
I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
No, no. I guess I'm getting used to it. I feel at home, somehow.
Naturally. My path is one of community, friendship, and empathy. My mangrove forest is a place of warmth and safety.
Wonderful choice.
And I am an excellent host. The journey before you, Harmony, is one with many roads and even more destinations. I am here to guide you towards those that lead to understanding, not conflict.
I know this won't be as simple as that, unfortunately.
Oh, you mean your mother. I know you will find a way to, see eye to eye with her.
Fat chance, but sure. Let's pretend it's even remotely possible.
I don't wish to keep you. Before you go, I have but one piece of advice. Remain mindful of others. Then your journey may be one of discovery, not destruction.
Definitely not attachment destruction. Oh, that's cute. I wish I had a place like that to go to, especially for drinks. Before I can reply to this newest aspiration, I blinked.
Turns out he wasn't even talking to me. Can you believe it? What an idiot. Well, we're here.
She's right, Laszlo's bar. Give her a reassuring nudge and we head to the counter. The place hasn't changed at all, except it's a little messier. A lot messier, in fact. But the rest, the ramshackle seating, the sticky counter, the rumble of the tramline overhead, this place always felt like a second home to me. And there,
Polly.
tending bar.
You're here. I'm so glad you're finally here.
Laszlo. He leaves the counter and comes over. Before I can react, he's grabbed me in a bear hug. My phone jams up into my ribs and
My
I
word,
force
it's
a
good to
squirm.
see you, Polly. You look like a strong breeze would knock you over. Are you eating? Here, look, I've got snacks behind the bar.
Nora rolls her eyes. She wasn't wrong. His smile is too wide, his voice a bit too loud. Laszlo's a jolly fellow, but this is a bit too jolly for the situation. Why? Several objective notes have been revealed. It will be impossible to get that Chris was required to vote. You'll have to make a decision where you follow Bliss's power or Bond's instead. Ah, that is so unfair. Why are you putting Bliss against Bond? The family tree is a fragile thing. Be careful how you handle it. You haven't seen each other for ages. Take it easy. Serious stuff can wait. I don't know. Laszlo is hiding his emotions. You need to strengthen his bonds with the people he loves. Someone goes away and the community falls apart. Bring it back together. Let it heal in unity. I don't know. Actually, honestly, okay, ask Nora about Laszlo or hold off for now. I would hold off for now. I think I'll have to make 5 choices, so for now I'm choosing this one and we'll see how it goes. Laszlo bustles off to grab some unneeded snacks and return to take in the place. It really is exactly the same, minus the extra mess. I can only see one thing that's really changed. The photo of Ursula that used to hang behind the bar. I was doing so good on not yawning for 10 minutes.
Here we go, a Polly special on the house.
He's brought over an armful of snacks and drinks, including several of my favorite brands. And Tina made it spicy.
Ooh. Right down memory lane.
Wait, I forgot something. Don't move.
With Laszlo fussing about behind the counter, Nora smiles and goes over to chat with some regulars. There are a few faces I recognize, names bubbling up from the fog of forgotten memory of Laszlo's friends. They look older, shrunken almost. Snippets of conversation drift my way. He's not been the same these last few days. What's wrong with him? I turn my head away. I don't need to hear anymore. They're worried too. I need to do something. And this is where our choice towards Bond comes in. This is an inevitable note. You have no choice but to play this in type of node when it becomes available. Okay, fair enough. I tried to strike up a conversation with him, but he immediately launches into a discussion of Alma's politics and the price of importing beer. I let him do the talking. It feels good to hear him talk about them.
Did Nora tell you about the storm a while back?
I've seen pictures. How bad was it?
Bit of flooding around the island, but the walls held and the roof barely leaked at home. Nora helped board up the bar. We had a good laugh at all the drowned drones the next day. Spotted some MK folks trying to scoop them up before they floated out to sea.
Competitive drone fishing.
He smiles and his face relaxes.
The sport where nobody wins.
Okay. Ooh, we're going very quick. Make him walk a helping hand. I would definitely in this case do the helping hand, because somebody needs to help clean up that mess. This is going to be tough. Laszlo is open and generous, but when it comes to his feelings, not so much. It could be hard to get through to him. I'll wait until he's busy with the customer.
Okay.
To Nora.
Here's the plan. We have to get his guard down, or he'll stay like this forever. And that's no good for anyone. So, it's time for some bar work.
What?
Just follow my lead.
I rise and walk behind the bar as confidently as I can. Nora follows close.
Come on, move over.
What are you two up to?
Tending bar. Judging from the state of this place, you can use all the help you can get.
Well, the place is looking a little untidy, I suppose. A bit busy, you know?
Looks like a bomb's gone off, Grandpa.
The nerves on this girl.
Well, utilize. The banter's enjoyable.
I love you too.
Revocation. What is a revocation? Block access to other nodes forever. Select the node with a revocation system necessarily blocked. I kind of want to go towards Bliss. What's this? He speaks about Ursula. Speaks about okay. I do want him to talk about Ursula though, so we're going with the Bliss one. I start to tidy up, grabbing discarded bar rags, bottles, and stale-smelling glasses. Nora looks at me confused. Hands full, I jerk my head towards a pile of dirty bar mats. Wordlessly, she collects them, shoveling them into the tiny washer. A smile appears on her face.
The Naiad is looking good.
The storm hit hard, so we had to fix and paint a lot of stuff in there.
He takes a glass from the bar and begins to clean it vigorously. You see a flash of fear in his eyes as they dart toward Nora. There's something unsaid here. It's highly unusual.
Nora, careful with the glasses.
I know.
But thank you. I probably needed some help over here.
I could swear he was about to say as well. This one. After a moment of silence, Laszlo places the glass back on the counter. He stares ahead, lost in thought. When he speaks, his voice is tight and cautious. Not the same man we've been seeing.
I don't want to worry you girls. Yeah. I knew something was wrong. She'd been acting off for weeks.
It's okay. It's gonna be okay.
He lowers his eyes. It looks like he's wrestling with
Didn't want to involve you. We had enough problems already with the money and MK.
and that is why I had 5 missed calls.
I'm sorry.
Grandpa, it's okay. We understand.
They were our problems. I thought I could deal with them myself, and, well, time to figure out what comes next.
Indeed. Oh yeah, because everything else is blocked off. It's going pretty fast. Night has fallen, the place is almost empty. Apart from Laszlo's friends on the phone, browsing Nora. A lot of texts. Curious, but it's not my place to investigate. At least not
It has
now.
been a day.
Definitely a day.
Tomorrow's creeping up on us already.
He nods his head at me, but this time it's genuine. There's a faint sparkle in his eyes. His armor isn't gone, but the straps have loosened. It's a start. That is good. Well, yeah, that one is blocked. I have to go with that one. Because I didn't have two bomb ones. By the time the last of the regulars shuffle off, I'm about ready to collapse onto the very cobbles below me. Nora hefts the remaining chairs up and into the storage locker. I make a token effort, but I'm exhausted, more hindrance than help. When we're done, Laszlo reaches up to close the shutter and wheezes. He turns, looks Nora dead in the eye.
Sweetheart,
He takes a step toward her.
I'm so sorry. We're broke. Flat broke. The Naiads. We've run out of track. I don't know what else to do.
Run out.
Money's tight, Polly. Very tight. I can't keep that from you any longer. And now she's disappeared. I don't know what to do.
Seems everyone was looking to him for guidance all the time.
And I'm scared.
Nora takes a moment to absorb the information and a multitude of emotions flashing across her face. Then, without saying a word, she crosses to her grandfather and into embrace. There's no crying, no words, just two people alone against the world. No, not two. Not anymore. 3. I hope she joined in the hug. Plain objective related to bliss. Kudos, Rod. I generate conflict impact later chapters. Yay! This will give you access to entire branches of the future and cut you off from others. Keep this in mind when planning your route. I do. End of this chapter. Dun, dun, dun. Wow, I already have 7 on these. Choice you made when dealing with loss, you made great progress towards this outcome. You've chosen path laid out before you by an aspiration, but the future might still be in your hands. Outcomes may have greater consequences than objectives. Will you stay in the same path, or would you rather change the course of the future? I mean, I'll probably go into another direction. It will probably be a lot all over the place. Let's be honest. That's just me. Wait, but is this whole thing the Naiads? No, the Naiads is the other thing. This is just a workshop. New day dawns. Consciousness returns slowly, and as I open my eyes, I feel like hot marbles rolling in their sockets. Yesterday was more intense than I'd imagined. Reconnecting with Laszlo took an emotional toll I'm not sure either of us was ready for. I checked the clock. Past 10. Late. Late? 5 more minutes won't hurt. Yep. Definitely. It's cold. As my eyes closed, there's a flicker, and I'm back in Reverie. I opened them, and I'm at home in bed. This is becoming intolerable. I'll wait a few moments to see if the sensation returns, but it leaves me be for now. Time to get up. Yeah. I mean, it is literally called Reverie, which comes from the French word of dreaming. More coffee.
Are you sure you saw it in here?
Yes, it was by the sink. I was listening to my podcast.
Researching about the Oxyons, are you?
I'm sure there's a connection between them and Ursula and... Oh! Morning, sleepyhead.
It looks like the two of them have been up for a while. For Laszlo, Dad's not a surprise, but Nora's usually a night owl. That sounds like me. Breakfast is all laid out. Banana crabs, hazelnut and sesame paste, fresh mango. My favorites.
How are you two this awake already?
Already? It's nearly lunch.
Grandpa, tell her!
Brunch. Let's agree on that.
Tell me what?
No, you do it.
We have a lead! On Ursula.
That is promising. Neck nose barrier was moved after you reached the last chapter's objective. The other is forever inaccessible to you. You might not see the consequences. Yeah, well, okay. So I can't get the bond one, but I do get the power one. Okay. There's no bliss to choose anyway. It takes a few seconds for my mind to adjust to what I just heard. Laszlo, Nora, and I stayed up late chatting, just the 3 of us. And here I am feeling hungover after only a few drinks. All to be 20 again.
I just remembered something. A girl who used to come here often before Ursula disappeared. She came to meet with Ursula. Several times, in fact. I asked who she was, and your mother said she was a journalist. interested in publishing some of her poems.
Wait, journalist and poetry? Oh, nee, das ist super Management.
Which is weird. Nobody publishes poetry nowadays.
Okay, so I wasn't completely wrong.
I have to admit that Ursula hasn't sold a single text in decades.
Well, poetry is hard.
Poetry's dead, I guess.
It isn't dead, but I would say it is dead in sort of the printed medium.
Anyway, I didn't push it. Assumed your mother would tell me the truth when she was ready. But then
Then she disappeared off the
I mentioned her to Nora, but
I don't follow the magazines around here. Not a big reader, unfortunately. But something about her sounded familiar, you know? Grandpa actually gave a pretty detailed description.
she's pretty memorable.
At first, I was a bit puzzled, and then I remembered who it might be. Jade.
Okay.
Jade! Jade Galea?
I'm a little behind on Atenan politics, not...
Okay, fine. She's quite famous around here. She's organized a lot of protests.
She's an activist. I like it. Something is shining in her eyes. A sense of joy, excitement. Not sure exactly what, but it's nice
I follow
to
her on
see.
all the socials. We've never talked as such, but we have a bunch of mutuals. I sent her a message this morning, but no reply. But my friends, her friends, they'll know where she is, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if they're not mutuals, she will absolutely have her DMs switched off with people she's not mutual
She's
with.
also the editor of a local magazine, probably where she was going to publish the poems.
And that probably has an
There's
address.
only one printer like that on Athena. The rest is controlled by MK.
Obviously.
We could check there, see if they know where we could find her.
We've got options. That's a good start. A really good start. Okay. It's locked. You need to reach the key that opens. You want to play to find the key. I mean, it depends. What are my options? I mean, this one I have to play. No? Oh, this is the one we just did. Sorry. An underground printing room sounds quite cool. No, I won't have trouble asking them for info. Find okay, so find Jade's friends or explore the printing room. Problem with that being is this one is locked off anyway. Tell Nora to be assertive. I mean, that would be good for her. And there's more info about Jade here, and this is Jade's investigation of Ursula and MK. Ooh, that sounds juicy. Unlock Jane's personal issues. Oh, okay. This is hard because I'm all for investigative journalism on our own, and we could get the power crystal here. Alright, only link to something here. I don't know. I mean, I love the idea of making her more assertive. I'm team exploring the printing room. I can't help it. And especially because I want to know what the link is between Ursula and MK. That sounds really important. And if I leave that for too late, or investigating MK in general too late, that might backfire. But business contacts are more likely to have forwarding addresses and such. I decided
Let's
to
check
focus
the
on
printers.
All right, I'll get my keys and we'll head out.
Let's go.
Okay, let's do it this way. Again, all for assertiveness. I just hope we get another chance for that. Because, yeah, no, the friends thing doesn't vibe with me. The place isn't far. It's a ramshackle house that, for all intents and purposes, appears to be abandoned. Still, when we rap on the door, someone opens up. Someone who is most certainly not happy to see us. She looks to be about my age. As soon as Laszlo mentions Jade, she jams a finger to her lips and points to the sky. Several drones... Wow. Quite the design. Several drones hover above the street, searching for something or just on patrol. How about both? Nora and I nod and stroll a little way down the street. As soon as the drones move on, Laszlo...
Any idea what this Jade might have wanted with Ursula?
Is that suspicion I detect?
Come on. It's a little weird, right? A stranger at the Naiads. A journalist, of all things. And then my mother disappears.
If it were anyone else, yeah, sus. But this is Jade. She's got to be the most active activist on the island. Plus, she has, like, moral scruples.
She's probably the most normal person. Is it just me, or is Nora starting to sound like Jade's number one?
I've got a good feeling about this. About Jade. If we find her, she'll help if she can. I know it.
Yes, I hope she doesn't get disappointed. Desiree emerges from the house and strides over, a big grin on his face. Okay, promising. So between the two, there's more information about Jade. Told you about the threat this company poses. Ask about the printing room, ask about Jade. Do you believe I have to go with power? We'll leave that later. This all feels a little clandestine, almost cloaking
What was up
Megastuff.
with the stealth tactics? Isn't that place just a print shop?
Yes and no.
Very insightful.
Print's the only way to stay off grid these days. Anything online is monitored by MK.
Even text messages. Regular at the bar sent one to his friend, joking about bombing the station if his train was late. Same evening, couple of goons dragged him off for interrogation. 17 hours they kept him.
No. Surely that's illegal.
Somewhere, but clearly not
Sure,
yet.
if you don't own the police, what's left of the police.
MK could shut that place down right now if they even suspected they were printing inappropriate material. I don't think there's anything more inappropriate than Jade's stuff. Just last month, she had a big piece on the water networks, how MK was planning on dumping raw sewage where it contaminates the supply and adding a surcharge to clean it. It was all over the socials. MK dropped the whole thing. All because of Jade.
She's definitely state enemy number one. Impressive, but I'm realizing that I'm absolutely out of the loop about Atina. Whatever's happening here...
I remember that story. But they caught the guy and fired him, right?
Yeah, sure, because somebody was escaped.
Jade's been proving that MK is using scapegoats to make it look like they're improving. The culprit goes live, apologizes, cries, and nothing changes.
Yeah, X-Book, big...
That's a fucked up system.
Desiree keeps throwing glances at the print shop and shifting on his feet. Henry points to a
So,
direction above my shoulder.
We're going this way.
Where to?
The skate park. That's where Jade is going to be.
Nora and I
You
stop.
know where she is?
Yeah. The owner told me. I smiled, and she gave me the info.
Yeah, maybe a bit more than that, though. Laszlo, you devil. This is very clear. We're walking through the streets. Laszlo's in front, a smile on his face. Nora and I behind trying to
So,
keep up with them.
did the owner know what Jade was working on? Might have something to do with why she was talking to Ursula.
She said, far as she could tell, Jade was on a big MK investigation. Something to do with a public health program? No specifics, though. Jade hadn't delivered the copy.
Nora almost
Nothing that could go wrong there.
Doesn't sound like anything Ursula would have a hand in.
I can sense something surrounding us like a warm blanket. Is one of the aspirations trying to reach me? But as I try to focus on it, it disappears. Is that the power influence? You haven't locked this note, you can now access it normally, but only this one. I mean, I wouldn't put it past her as an artist who created a commune to have an activist past. There's a shared charge between us, unconscious but evident. Each of us is looking over our shoulders more, checking the skies for drones, the surroundings for eavesdroppers. Like a spy.
Doesn't surprise me that your mother might be involved in something to do with that bloody company.
No, me neither. Remember those papers she wrote when I was a kid? MK didn't like those at all.
Ursula was protesting MK.
Not directly. Her work was all about ancient history. Historical accounts, Oxyon stuff. MK didn't like any of that. But it was a very different beast back then. Barely a pop.
Either way, she was no fan of Monoconcern, or what it was doing to Atina.
Need to nip it in the bud.
Her and Jade teaming up to take them down. Yeah, I can see that.
But without telling us? Your mother is a secretive person, sure, but she would have said something.
Turn to Nora, she looks like she agrees. Well, I don't know. Oh no, but I have no other choice. Do I go to -1 on bond? Yes. Wait, so the skate park is close to... How did this area survive? to the skate park. The streets are quieter now with rush hour long since over. A stray dog trots alongside us for a moment, sniffs my hand and wanders off. Jade is a long shot, but she's our only shot. Besides, Laszlo
All right. Out with it then.
Posters.
Posters. Of Ursula.
Exactly.
Oh, that's what she wants.
Look, your mother may not be the best-known woman on this island, but she has connections. Hell, the Naiads is basically a community center, and everyone at the bar knows her. We get her face up everywhere, tell people to contact us. We're bound to get something back.
Nora and I share a glance. This feels good.
And if we do find this Jade, well, we could run an ad in that magazine of hers.
Use her network to spread the word even further.
Exactly.
That sounds like a pretty good way to piss off MK.
Yeah. But Jade's our best chance. If we get close to her, we get closer to MK as well.
The more we learn, the more Ursula's disappearance becomes shrouded in mystery. Was it really the result of politics? Did she get herself into something she couldn't get out of? And is creating a public scandal really the best way to find our answers? Local poet disappears. MK does nothing. They won't say or do anything. They're already getting away with much.
Eyes on the prize. You're getting closer, right? You're making moves.
Yes, maybe Nora and Laszlo are right. Maybe
Keep that momentum going. Reverie still needs you.
Liz suddenly becomes absorbed in her handheld console, focus on mashing two specific buttons as fast as possible. This glimpse of her undivided concentration is impressive, but it doesn't seem to be going as she...
No! Ugh. Can you try to wrap it up before I rage quit this game?
Liz must know that I can't
Also,
answer right now.
you didn't hear this from me, but Power's getting all ceremonial about the truth situation.
I'd like to ask what it even means, but I can't in any way. She's already gone. Right, so Jade. When we get to the skate park, how should we approach her? Nora will fucking storm her? I don't know. Straightforward, she may take me more seriously. She may be more inclined to open up. Oh god, this is a hard choice. To me, they're kind of very similar. Earlier, but also it's on full zero. I'm not quite sure what that means. We arrive at the skate park and my heart sinks. It's deserted, not a single soul inside. Not just because you don't see something this one. I'm about to suggest we come back later when I hear a squeak from Nora. It's Jade, emerging from behind a half pipe. She's a stranger to me, but there's no mistaking the posture. She looks exhausted. Good night, time for me to sleep. Yes. I assumed as much. Thank you for sticking around and yeah, for letting me berate you about my favorite mangas, I guess. And as per usual, you can. I don't know how long we're going to go. I'm definitely not finishing the game now. Oh, great! I'm just gonna quickly see about if Saki answered for tomorrow. She says that she can when she's back from lunch with her parents. So we can definitely do leave for company somewhere in the afternoon. I don't have anything for the evening. So I shall speak to you tomorrow. And you can always watch yeah, the recording of this to watch anything that you missed afterwards. So have a good night. Bye, Nestle. Simple and to the point, that's the way to do this.
Ah, Jade?
The young woman's guard is immediately up. No doubt she's used to being recognized and suspicious of who.
Can I help you?
This is Nora and Laszlo. I'm Polly, Ursula's daughter, from the Naiads. My mother is missing, and we were wondering if you could help us.
The young woman says nothing. Her face is shut down.
We know you visited her a few times at home before she disappeared.
Or she could be assessing us, trying to judge whether or not...
We were just wondering if you could tell us what you talked about, if it involved Monokonzan at all.
Jade remains silent. Suddenly she turns her head and looks me
When did
straight
she
in the eye.
disappear exactly? What was she like the day before? Was she acting strange?
This isn't the passionate Jade I've heard about. She feels cold, analytical. The opposite of the energetic, driven fire starter I'd imagined.
Look, I'm sorry to press you on this. I really am, but we really need to know if you two were planning anything beyond the poetry.
the last person who saw her?
For a moment, I don't know what to do, but she must be asking these questions for a reason, same as us. Perhaps I need to listen to her, hear her out. Oh boy, everything's all over. Inevitable is only active when all its conditions are cleared. This one will only activate if you collect a bliss crystal. Okay. Oh my god, there's so much going on. She must have a reason for doing that. Answer Jade's questions. Interrupt Jade. Yeah, no, I wouldn't interrupt her either way, so we're very much going with bliss. I answer Jade's questions as best as I can, but I have to strike with my impatience. This is getting us nowhere. Plus, we went there when she disappeared. Weren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions? When I do manage to get in a question, Jade just deflects with another. Every time I answer, she asks for more details. She's not being aggressive, she's defending herself. Making sure we can be trusted.
Listen to me. Don't fight her.
I know. I'm trying.
The real problem is I can see Nora crossing her arms and scowling. She's annoyed and getting dangerously close to the boiling point. Yep, I was going to say. There's definitely something going on, so what is this? Yeah, I can definitely understand that. Okay, we're going... Oh yeah, this one is inevitable anyway. From the corner of my eye, I can see Nora sending throws with the usual electric fidgeting still. Again, something that's absolute fluid. Jade's up close now, arms crossed, straight back, every bit investigative journalism. This isn't the badass Nora expected. As Jade continues to hammer questions at us, I see Nora's shoulders set, her face turned down. She's not just disappointed, she's getting defensive. I don't really blame her, but this is a delicate conversation. Can we risk her getting on edge? Maybe I can come back to this. This one is locked, so I have to go this way. Oof. Don't want to use power here. I decide to go
We
first to focus on
really need to know why you were talking to Ursula. She told us you were interested in publishing her poetry, but given all that's happened, well, I don't think that's the half of it.
I catch Nora glancing over ice burning. Did I overstep the mark? Was she about to question our
Fine. I was doing another investigation into MK, and Ursula was helping. We believe the company was dipping its toes into medical care, or a public health program. A couple of neighborhood kids said an MK agent had offered them coupons and free samples. Said it was to test a new product line. They call it egregore. They claimed
She sighs.
it was going to help them with exams, stress, clarity of mind and all that.
Clarity of mind? It feels like something out of Reverie, honestly.
That's all I know.
I know why she turned to us.
Wait. You contacted my mother because of her work on the Oxyons, on the history of Athena, right?
I only stumbled across them by chance. Sounds like MK tried to have them burned. But a few copies survived. They were the only other references to egregore I've ever found.
So MK knew about Ursula all along. Are they the reason she disappeared? I mean, it's likely. Wouldn't be the first time we heard that. Yeah, because that's gonna block everything on that side. Talk about printing process, I don't know what to show the Jade. Let's try to use the network. We're gonna have to go with this. Jade seems more engaged now. The body language less hostile, the expression more responsive.
I'm not one for betting, but if I were, I'd bet this whole island that MK has their fingers in this pie.
Maybe you could... Nora said you had a huge following. Online?
Did she?
I was enjoying this.
Well, I wouldn't say huge. Sizable, though, yeah.
Could you put the word out? Through the networks? Someone might know something. Might have seen something. My mother wasn't exactly an unknown quantity in Alma. Maybe someone saw her leave?
Jade immediately looks away, refusing to be in any of our eyes. So that seems
Well,
related.
that's tricky, isn't it?
It is?
Yeah, those networks. They're the lifeblood of Athena's resistance. If I go making them a fact-finding posse, well, MK's gonna shut that down quick as you like.
That's an excuse if I ever heard one. She doesn't want to get involved.
Enough, alright? Enough! We've been going out of our minds with worry for days. We heard you might be the sort of person who'd want to help. Help when people are lost, but you're just digging for details. Is the story all you care about? We don't need that. Come on, Paul. If she's not gonna help us, we'll find someone who will.
Jade's a stranger to us and a journalist to boot. A hardened shell is practically a job requirement, but Nora's words have caught her off guard. She steps back, arms hanging loose at her side. Yeah, maybe that was necessary. I will gain the best from this. We'll actually go with Bond, I think, on this one. Otherwise, we're not true to the path that we chose. It's clear Nora has more to say, so keep quiet. We've all been through the ringer of late. This might help Nora.
I knew I shouldn't have gotten so high. But who you are, what you do, you seem to be doing so much good around here. I really don't have words for it, so I thought, but I understand. I'm in no position to ask for more. Let's go.
Nora.
Jade's eyes have misted over. There are tears there, welling up at the edges.
Oh, shit.
Bless her.
I didn't mean to... Oh, hell, I'm...
It's okay. It is. Don't worry about it.
The hard edge has evaporated almost completely. Jade wipes her eyes.
The last few days, they've been a lot. Like, a lot.
She really needed to talk about this. Stress herself.
The last few months, even. Harder than anything I could ever imagine.
She looks up, trying to force her tears back down. Being in their position, especially as like a world warrior, so it's taxing. Okay, so which one is what?
Maybe I can help. Maybe. Ursula was involved in some stuff. MK stuff, I think.
Yeah, I think we got that.
Talking about her disappearance in public. Yeah, probably not a good idea. Last thing I need is more MK heat. Same goes for you lot.
Relief crackles through my spine, lightning and unseen load. She's going to help us. Nora has retreated into silence. Knowing her, she's probably regretting her outburst.
I don't know about this MK stuff. But if you can help me find my Ursula... well, that's the only thing that matters.
I'm sorry if I was harsh. You know? Really, I am.
I love that we kind of got the same outcome I would have wanted in the beginning when I was like, oh, I just kind of want to befriend Jade and be a friend. I think that would have backfired early on, but we got there now eventually.
Fighting against MK is like pushing away a glacier. No matter how hard we work, it's useless.
Nora looks like she's still wallowing in shame. We both mistaken Jade's cold demeanor for callous disinterest. Turns out she's struggling much like we are. I think that's good. I can still do something here. At the moment I only have enough of this. What do you want to know? I'm trying to push it on agenda. Yes, let's go for this. Oh no, these are locked anyway. Okay. No, this one would be open, but I don't want to use it. It's safe and it's what Jade wanted. It's a win-win situation. Jesus Christ, no. We're definitely doing this one. We can't risk it. We can't risk it.
We keep the search secret. Quiet, for now.
Oh, but...
Laszlo, I know, but we can't risk it.
Yeah. Yeah. You're probably right. Just feels like we're sitting on our hands.
For now. Jade seems
I haven't seen Ursula in almost 5 years now. I can't guess what she was up to, or where she went.
And obviously they don't know that we have the Reverie to maybe suss some things out. For a moment I can tell Jade's trying to figure out exactly what I mean. It looks like she's itching to ask me more about my relationship with my mother, but
You
obviously...
can never really know anyone. Not really. Trust me. Found that out the hard way. I had to learn how to trust people. MK's everywhere. And sometimes a relative's the best way to get to you.
That's rough.
In a way, it only goes to show why I fight. And against who.
Tension seems to break. End of school day vibes wash over the other way.
Well then, I'd better, you know, make myself scarce.
Us too. We should get back to the Naiads.
Here's my number. Call me if I can help. I mean it.
She flashes her phone screen at Nora, who pulls out her own phone and types in a number. Jade doesn't want to say, especially to Nora. Okay. As it turns out, Jade lives near the Naiad, so we agree to walk back together. For the first time I notice what a beautiful day it is. The sun warming my skin, the breeze flicking at loose strands of my hair. We meander through Alma, the four of us. It feels almost tranquil.
It's not easy for someone to go missing on this island. Everyone knows everyone and everything. Alma's a small world. A tight-knit community. You'll find her. Problem is, you've got MK between where you are now and where you want to be. No way you're avoiding a tussle.
When I left Artina, I think it's more correct. One of concern was background noise, just a detail in our lives. Now they're a juggernaut, unchallenged, inescapable. I've realized I'm angry. Resentment burns in me each and every time I hear that name. You turn a corner and the Naiads floats into view. Nora crosses the path to walk alongside
Didn't mention it before, but I think I was approached by those MK goons you mentioned, the public health project guys.
Shit. Egregore and everything.
Alright, that was probably what she was offering.
Yeah.
Was this a job
Listen.
she told me about?
You didn't ask for it, but here's my advice. You see them coming again? You run, or tell them to fuck off, or scream at them, or whatever. But do not take their money, Nora. I'm serious.
No, yeah, I wasn't going to.
I've heard rumors. People who came back the very opposite of healthy, and ones who never came back at all.
There have been other disappearances?
Hard to tell. People go missing all the time. Especially the ones society pushes to its edge.
Yeah. There is a lot of places that are trying to make homelessness illegal. Which is kind of this one. I can tell Jade's trying to sound reasonable. She's had to deal with
Sometimes
so
they just
much.
move on. Change cities. There are rarely any records, but recently, a lot more people than normal have gone away. And most haven't come back.
But the ones who did come back?
Said they were given this egregore stuff. Pills or injections. And that was it. Some got sick, others were fine. But no clarity of mind business.
Just be the moment to tell the truth. No, not yet. Reverie's my bone to bear for now. And how do I bring up the aspirations without sounding like an
And bear that burden you shall. You must.
Shush. I try to ignore Powell's voice. I don't want to sound acting weird and lose what little trust we built with Jade. Not for now. That's a typo. Oh, or not for now. Jade gives us a nod and a wave as she heads into her building. Okay, no, it was correct. As we turn to leave, Bliss appears alongside me. I smile at Nora and Laszlo as we walk along in companionable silence.
Someone's been busy. Well, guess what? We've been busy too. You're not the only bunch investigating. Bond and Power and I have news.
Truth still clings to life. But they are beyond our reach alone. Even our own ties have been severed. But we are close. So very close.
Our world does not cease to be when you are not viewing it.
Well, I assume
It is imperative that you stabilize your home front quickly so that you may assist us in Reverie. Do whatever you must.
Okay.
We know. So, here's the plan. We can clear the way to Truth Sanctuary, but after that, we'll have to summon you. Be ready.
Okay. And that is the end of chapter 3, a little bit. Yeah, I know, I already have the outcome unlocked. Time for you to choose an outcome. Only the ones you have unlocked with crystals you gathered are available. Well, there's only one. Shrewsbury Temple. I didn't think that was immediately what was going down. This is here bouncing.
Took your time?
Where are we?
Truth's domain. Figured out a way inside. Finally. Anyway, shall we?
I'm surprised to find a cave, cold and damp. Not at all where I imagined the aspiration of truth would reside. Empty walls, clear water, an unfillable void. It could be how they picture facts and accuracy, cold, soft.
Chilly in here, innit?
Liz whistles to herself despite the dour surroundings. I see truth there in the center. They are broken, shattered. I move closer, my footsteps echoing in the void without dying entirely. Even sound can't hide in here.
Right then. Let's get this old witch back in shape, shall we?
The diminutive aspiration digs through her pockets, extracting a multitude of objects. Did you bring glue? A garlic press, a halberd, a small owl-like creature staring out from a cage.
I know it's in here somewhere. Aha!
She brandishes a colossal tube of glue the size of a bazooka. Okay, definitely also Jing's energy. Not surprisingly, it's an eye blistering.
Now then.
She uncaps the tube. Somehow it feels all of this is for show. A ritual tied to Bliss's nature. Yet something changes in the air. A vibration, a rhythm, a hum. Coming from the statue itself. Finish Act 1. Okay, perfect. We finished Act 1. Okay, because I don't want to... Was saved after last night you played. Yeah, that's fine. Because I don't want to move too far. I think if I can do like one act at a time, that is good, because there seems something like this. It seems like a game that will hit me very happily emotionally, perhaps. I absolutely love the art style, the music, the atmosphere. And it is much, much more fast-paced with the choices than I actually assumed. There is a lot of filler conversation that is being skipped, which I'm very appreciative for. Because sometimes some of them drag on too long. I mean, the tutorials are a bit too much for me, but it's good to have them, obviously, for people who've never played The Choices Matter. I think that's where my experience comes in. I love the voice acting, the voices are great. I'm only doing the inner monologue, so that gives us time to enjoy the work that has been put into this game. And so far, I absolutely adore it. So we shall see. Tomorrow, as I previously said, we might be doing Lethal Company. I have other plans with a friend, and I do still need to have dinner because it's going on 11 PM. So I started a bit late, but about 2 hours seems reasonable for first act. I don't know how many acts this has. I will guess somewhere between 4 and 6, I guess. But yeah, no, we will definitely delve back into this. I have a week off, or basically I'm in home office for a week more accurately. So I will be trying to play more. I don't know if I'll get to this tomorrow. That depends on how much Lethal Company will exhaust me. But if not, it is definitely something I will either reopen late at night because my brain will have latched on so hard that it will not give me any rest until I continue playing, or probably Monday will be the next time. And that means that we're stopping the stream here. I'm having somebody outside looking weirdly at me, so I was a bit freaked out. Oh, right, it did the it took it some it has some, yeah, this is not the button I wanted to press. But it has the controller settings. I thought I had that switched off though. Let me quickly see. For devices, didn't think I had that. Maybe I'll get hand tracking at some point. Maybe I'll get the full edition of this program. Who knows? Look at user. Yes, I don't have the gamepad on, but for some reason it does jump in. Oh, gamepad is on default. Okay, if I do standing only, that works. Okay, I found a setting. But yes, I'm looking for. Oh yeah, there's one character I haven't seen yet. There's one character that has not been revealed yet. I'm wondering if that is actually now her mother, who, I don't know, has become an inspiration. But I also love very much that the game is very POC heavy, so that is fucking cool. So we'll see. It looks like there is definitely still a lot going on. So without further ado, music on. Heading to the ending stream, and I'll see you lovely people probably tomorrow, because we're streaming Lethal Company regardless of what chaos it is. Or until the next stream of Reverie. See you then!